Don Spencer did another thing that I thought was admirable. Another person standing up for the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms was found in violation of yet another statutory law that says, no, you can't have loaded guns in your car. And this is a dear friend of this show, Adam Modisette. So there's a warrant out for his arrest. He shows up at the courthouse to attend the budget board meeting, and a whole bunch of sheriff's deputies arrest him on the spot. He goes to jail, gets to honor the holy Sabbath, the Jewish law of Sukkot, by living in temporary dwellings to remember the former bondage.
His present
bondage. And I want to give a shout out to Julia Zell, who's used to be a lawyer for the other side, the deep state. And you'll have to Google that. But she reached out through a friend to me, and I got him in touch with some of our friends with the OTU bunker, Adam Lopez, or Andrew Lopez, and we got him. She got him posted bail. And this is somebody. Moto actually was not arrested for the gun crime.
No, he was
it was a misdemeanor. Citation is all it is. But it was for not showing up in court. Now that, to David, I want to say this, a judge can never rule on the side of the person who doesn't show up for court.
Actually, he has a duty to dismiss the case just on the very fact that of this particular case. This particular case, Moto was stopped for a traffic violation, or a supposed traffic violation, and the gun came up in the discussion and so forth. Do you have a license? And so you know where I'm going to go with this. And
have no idea.
No, I have my Second Amendment, and at that point he was the gun was stolen, confiscated, and then he was issued the citation to then show up in court. Now, mind you, the citation itself was illegal, and whether he showed up or not, he has no duty to show up to an illegal citation. None. Because the everything is already stacked against you. Because it's an unconstitutional citation.
How do you know how that judge is going to adjudicate, though?
The point is, it doesn't matter. The point is, the only reason you show up to court is to get your gun back, because your gun was illegally taken. There was nothing lawful about what the cop did in the first place. Nothing.
Okay. You know Randy Weaver's case, Ruby Ridge, famous from many years ago.
Right.
He was in that confrontation, which turned out to be deadly for his family. He lost his wife, lost his son. And it was because he didn't show up for court. They didn't notify him that, in fact, he showed up for court and there was no court, and they never told him. So then they come to arrest him, much like this, a warrant, and that it was over a shotgun charge.
Right.
Where the buyer in a sting operation was begging him, please, cut it off this short. And he said, well, the law says I can cut it this. I ain't going to buy it unless you cut it an inch shorter. It was a setup. It was a sting.
Right.
But again, he tried to show up in court.
Right.
To make his case for the constitutional rights. My position on this is you don't get to become your own judge when it comes to, because I don't think Jefferson or Adams would go that far as to say, well, if you believe that you have a constitutional right, then your reading of the Constitution now precludes you having to go before a judge.
Well, here's the point. Here's the problem, and this is the problem with unconstitutional laws, is that the case came before the judge. Okay? That judge saw that case. Just because the defendant wasn't there doesn't make the case any stronger for the defense. There is nothing lawful about a gun possession charge. Nothing, never has been, never will be. You always, unless you are a legitimate felon, you cannot be denied arms. And that's exactly what these licenses and these citations do, is they deny you before you have ever done anything wrong your right to the weapon. And that has to be dismissed on its face and with prejudice.
Have you ever?
And you don't have to be there for that.
Okay. Have you ever known a judge to actually adjudicate the way you're?
I don't
describing
care.
It,
It doesn't matter.
I want to know.
He's looking at probability of mathematics.
Well, there's a big difference between what must be and what the current practice are, and the practicality or the pragmatism involved. Those have to be separated, and that's vital to understand when
Well,
we have
David,
these conversations.
the reason why I say that is if we do have record of such a thing, it would be very instructive, wouldn't it?
What's that?
If you saw a judge that says, yeah, he's not here and I don't blame him, this is an unconstitutional law, and throwing it out.
Well, that would be very instructive.
But
that would be very
again,
good.
yeah, you know,
It would be commendable on that judge.
I was hoping we had some case, some corollary, something that would help us to better understand.
I don't.
So you're saying, judges, you be the first. He'll make a hero out of you.